Shadow of the Colossus is one of the most influential and recognized gems in gaming. I've never played it before. On the surface, it looks like a good game, but my sword bounces off my horse. It's aggravating. The story is simple. Girl died, very sad, sacred land, put girl on table, kill Colossi, 14 big boys, 2 small ones, demon save girl, have sex with girl, you're my man! Number 1, Clubber! An important question I had was, does it stepping near you hurt? Yes, it does. To beat the big boys, blah blah. To beat the big boy is a grueling first task that takes time, patience. It's over. Well, that didn't feel very satisfying. Felt like I just stabbed a fork into a giant teddy bear and then the insides of the teddy bear came out and tried to murder me.
I wish they succeeded.
Congratulations, you ruined the whole way! Hey Aggro, you may have survived my sword, but what about the power of archery? Oh no, he's much too strong. Game theory!
He's the demon.
I wanted to see where our character came from, so I climbed the stairs he came down at the start of the game. At the top, you find a door you can't open, so this was a stairway to pointlessness. To get down quickly, I jumped safely into the water.
Splish!
I jumped safely into the water. Oh. Number 2! The big dog! These birds won't move into the arrows. The hands only can't come any faster. And like Roman, you are not going over him. I like how they give you the horse that controls like ass in this fight, so you use it to get the weak point is exposed by being static in front, so no need for that. Well, I like how grabbing onto him here makes your character shake violently and then not stop moving till you run out of stamina and fall. I just like pudding. This time I went up on its back legs because its rear end is very stabbable due to the fact it is thick. 3 hits here, walked ahead, 3 hits there. Getting over it's the hard part, and Bennett Foddy taught us nothing, but get to the top and it's easy. Also, now there are birds in church, and I'm confident now that in this sacred land, only 3 things can be murdered. Colossi, me, and lizards! Their tails are a plenty of 5 a day. We found the glowy! Good thing the game doesn't tell me what it does. Number 3! I think I'll try! So far, we've had guy with club, dog, and now guy with bigger club. Creative liberties might have been taken here. Once he throws down his club, get on it and use it to reach a bracelet you can't cross. Run low on stamina and fall. This is a metaphor for how you will never accomplish your dreams. The demon tells you the armor is brittle. Hey, goodbye, Dad! I fell and thought I could climb on his leg to get back up. I was wrong. I didn't realize how slow Joe took to get up. I'm calling him Joe, by the way. Sad Joe. This time, the club floats in the air. Despite being remastered after 13 years, I'm starting to think there might be some issues with this game. Then I looked at the box again and realized it said something here, which is base 64 for Bethesda. How am I not surprised? It got upset I learned the truth and broke my skull. Attempt number 2 goes much smoother. I stuck a knife in the end of a brick. Number 4, a majestic stallion. Stallion's a prick too. What's meant to happen is you bait it over to one of these tunnel entrances, and then as it's trying to work out where you are, run through the tunnels, get out the other side, and jump it. What actually happened was when I got out the tunnel, it was bored of looking over there and wandered off. Or it was staring at me like a child stares at Brussels sprouts, with nothing but distaste. Kind of like how I'm looking at this game. Is it weird that I relate emotionally to an ancient horse? Still killing it though. A major archaeological discovery has just been made by leading forensic professionals. Not a new species, but they have found fun in Shadow of the Colossus. That's right, they have found fun. Number 5, I don't believe my eyes. This is like the coolest shit. So unlike the previous Colossi, you don't have to wait to find a weak spot or outsmart it to get on. You just jump onto it as it tries to charge into you and hold on for dear life as it flies around to shake you off. If you fall, no pandering, just get its attention and you're back in the action. This is not just the first fight I enjoyed in the game, but it is a textbook example of how to do a boss right. Do you know what the best part is though? It's not a one-time deal. The game throws 2 good bosses one after the other. Number 6, Grenadier. Look at that beard. I dream about that beard. The gimmick here is that you need to get some distance because it starts right on top of you. So you run to the other side of the room and hide. It still wants you dead, so it looks for you, and then you realize the beard is not for show and tell. It is how you get on Grandad's body.
Please don't take that out of context.
All I know is the game is on a roll, and if it keeps this up, I might be able to overlook how crappy the start was. It doesn't keep it up. Number 7. I'm sorry. Not emotionally, I mean, I just kind of flew in. I mean, this eel isn't the worst we've seen so far, just a little upsetting with how sometimes it doesn't want to rise to the surface while you're holding it, and that kills people. Number 8. No one talks about Daddy Lizard. And I'm honestly kind of surprised about that, because there's definitely something to talk about here. Mostly because it's the worst one so far. Whenever it attacks, it leaves a dust cloud, which you assume is purely aesthetic. Looks lovely. But no, it's the cloud the Smash Bros. Character is based on, and as such, it's a little bitch. However, you have little indication from the game that it's damaging you because no other attack works like this, as it isn't physically hitting Sad Joe. All you have is the tiny health bar going down, but when you're trying to fire arrows, your attention is on the big bastard. And the game only makes another sign when it's too late to get out. I'm not a fan. This is a fan. This is not. Number 9. Wesley, did you see the pool? I call it a pool, because all you have to do is flip the bitch. Good thing the guys just go straight through it sometimes. More than once, actually. Whoever designed this should be fired. Also, Aggro's controls the towers. Number 10. Did you hear there's a new Smash Bros? Yay! Despite the horse being called Aggro, this Colossi is the most aggressive thing in the world. It will track you down, and as you run for dear life, shoot it in the eye until it crashes into a wall. Then slice it in the middle, put it in the oven, your snack is a snack. This was actually one of the fun bosses. Number 11. Think back to the bird. So if the bird is a textbook example on how to make a boss fun, then Doggo Dickhead is a perfect example of how to make me want to turn the game off. Well, it's scared of fire, so you use it to bully it off a cliff, but it hit me in the face right before falling, which is kind of rude. So I told the teacher, but apparently she can't do anything about the dogs. I'm also not a student there, which doesn't really help my case. Regardless, this exposes the weak point, so I went down to stab it and I lose. Once you are down here, if you miss jumping on Doggo Dickhead Drowsy, there is no feasible way to get on it without getting back to the high ground, which not only takes time, but it's time spent getting rammed up the arse. You will die before you get back up there because you're on a narrow path. This did rustle my jimmies.
I see the problem. Oh, do ya?
What you're meant to do is bait it back up here, jump on it from the pillar, and it's over in like 20 seconds. This fight had no grandiose set piece, just ripped out pieces of my soul. I would only feel satisfied now if I was stabbing something in the penis. Now hold on a second. Number 12! I was kidding! Number 13! I don't know why this game is so incredible at doing aerial fights, but if they did more of this, I wouldn't be so cynical towards it. That's a lie, of course I would be. Honestly, I can't think of any jokes for this fight or anything to complain about. This is just good. Number 14! Want another tiny dog? Don't ever give this game praise because it takes your happiness and feeds it to the dogs! Look at it dragging me off the wall by sliding me off. This is a fun game! I require medical assistance. Can I say this is a bad game yet? Number 15! Want another clubber? I'm not even surprised. He dies to being stabbed in the hand. Because of the size difference, I like to imagine from his perspective, he's dying to a splinter. One left till we must be off. One more till the game is over. Across the bridge is our destiny. And as it collapses as we run across it, then Aggro, what are you doing? Aggro, are you fucking idiot? It's just fucking running in the air, you idiot! Aggro, no! I'm dying! Kinda like Aggro, who was actually scripted to die there. Could you tell I can't take the scene seriously? Anyway, he deserved it. Aggro was indestructible the entire game, but I have finally proven that by the end, he is not. I'm done. Oh shit, 16's Colossus. Number 16! I can turn off the game soon! You start a long way away from the boss, so you need to get to it through the tunnels. I see a hole over there. I'll piss off the beetle! Now, Shadow of the Colossus doesn't teach you much, but one thing it did teach us throughout is that glowing blue equals weak point. Anywhere else does nothing to help. As such, it never occurred to me that the non-glowing hand needed to be stabbed. I would say I got frustrated at this point, but it was still above my expectations. As I dealt the final blow, I said, Malice, this is An overrated piece of shit game, Monka S. You go back to the temple and other humans arrive and are like, Joe, you numpty, what did I tell you about making contracts with Satan? Go away, ma'am, I'm a demon now. Oh my god, did you just stab me? I'm gonna turn into a demon now.
I'm gonna put all of you in my tummy!
No, Joe, you go in the pit of being not evil. Buddy, hop away! This game had such a simple concept. So sad Joe dies and the girlfriend is back to life. Almost a happy ending. But once again, the horse was indestructible and the real demon along! That's why the smart way to play Shadow of the Colossus is to burn the original and skip straight to the sequel. You don't hear it get praised much. It came out 2 months after Colossus and was panned for being ahead of its time, but it is truly a masterpiece in comparison. I encourage everyone watching this to not play Shadow of the Colossus, but the better game, Shadow of the Hedgehog. Next time, on a very special edition of The Smart Way, Sad Joe remains very sad, Lexi finds a tinfoil hat, and Cranky encounters Big the Cat. All this and more when SoopLexi comes out of hiding from fear of this video. Pretty sure Shadow of the Colossus might be worth playing once.